Are you wondering what is a business development representative? Well, it's your lucky day because that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to break it all down, talk about requirements, skills, and everything else. So stick with me until the end. As usual, welcome back to the BD School, the leading educational platform entirely dedicated to business development. Here we share knowledge and tips so you can become a better business development pro. So don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our weekly uploads. All right, let's get started. Let's start with the definition of a business development representative. Simply put, BDR is a professional that is responsible for getting new business opportunity by identifying, prospecting, and reaching out to new leads. Business development reps typically work in the early stages of the sales process because they're responsible of finding new clients, prospecting, and then passing on to the sales team only the qualified leads so that they can nurture them and then eventually close the deal. This role is typically called business development representative. However, if you heard sales development rep, sales development representative, or very simply business developer, just know that we're talking exactly about the same thing. Now, before we continue, let me clear something up. When we're talking about the business development representative role, we're talking about a very specific industry, which is the tech industry. Now, the whole idea behind this role was actually to split the sales team into hunters who are responsible for finding new clients, the business development representatives, and the farmers who are responsible for nurturing and closing deals, which are typically referred to as the account executives. And the whole idea behind this split was actually to make the sales process more efficient and make sure that both the BDRs and the AEs would have enough time to focus on the opportunities that they had on their plate. However, the business development representative role is not exactly the purest form of business development because what they're doing is not necessarily focus on long-term growth and value generation for the company, but it's purely more transactional and really focus on finding the same type of clients over and over again and fill the pipeline. In fact, if we look at other industries, for example, manufacturing, pharma, or construction, and some other traditional industries, the approach to business development is much different. Now, in this case, even entry-level business development professionals are actually responsible for different types of tasks, which sometimes can involve partnerships, new market entry, acquisition, or even creating new services and products. So what you have to remember is that if you come across a business development representative role, you can expect to be working at a tech company, primarily doing cold outreach. However, the same entry-level business development role in other industries can look very, very differently. So my advice when you're looking for business development jobs is always to look at the job description very much in detail so that you can decide for yourself if that is the right type of business development that you might enjoy or maybe not. Let's talk about requirements, what it is that you need to become a successful business development representative. Now, as many other things in business development, also the requirements actually differ a lot from a company to another. However, most companies would require a bachelor's degree in business, marketing, or other related fields. When it comes to the years of experience, it really depends. You could find business development representative jobs that require a minimum of 6 months up to 5 years. But if it's a very junior position, you might also get the job if you don't have any experience at all, and hopefully you're lucky and the company offers you some training. However, let's be honest, at the end of the day, what really matters the most is definitely your attitude and your skills. So let's look at the skills that can enable you to find a job as a business development rep or that can enable you to become a better business development representative. Obviously, the first skills you need to work on is communication skills. And this is because as a business development representative, you will be talking to a lot of different people. Therefore, you need to be clear, concise, and able to build rapport really quickly. Then obviously you need to be persistent because business development is a challenging job. So you need to be really positive and really able to bounce back from rejection, negativity, which you're going to encounter pretty much on a daily basis. So persistence is key in business development. Then another important skills is to be a little bit tech savvy. Now, you don't have to become like a computer geek or be able to use all the tools in the universe. However, as a business development rep, you will work with some tools, for example, a CRM, or maybe some sales acceleration tools like to do outreach or maybe LinkedIn and so on. So it is important that you spend some time familiarizing with these tools as well. And then obviously you want to have a little bit of industry knowledge because in the end, you will have to talk to people that are in the industry. And if you don't know absolutely anything about the industry and you're not able to level with the people you're talking to, you're not going to be very successful. So make sure that you spend some time learning more about your industry and really building up your personal brand, if you want, in this industry so that you can gain a lot more credibility with the audience you're talking to and therefore be more successful on the long term. Now, if you are an experienced business development representative, what skills do you think are most important, or what are the skills that really helped you to become good at this job? Comment below and let's discuss it together. All right, let's talk about your responsibilities and what it is that you will do as a business development rep on a daily basis. Every company is going to have a little bit specific tasks. However, you can fairly expect to work on these core responsibilities. First of all, lead generation. Well, your goal is pretty much to find new clients for the company, so you can expect to spend a lot of time doing cold outreach, meaning cold calling, sending cold emails, or reaching out to people on LinkedIn. Of course, your main goal is to find prospects or potential clients that could benefit the most with your product or service. Now, the second core activity is qualifying. Now, when we're talking about qualifying, it means that you are in a call, for example, with a potential customer or a prospect that you found through your cold outreach, and your goal is to ask them specific questions that help you understand if this specific client is a fit for your company. If that is the case, what you're going to do is the next core activity, which is to schedule meetings for your colleagues in the sales team. Typically, these meetings are booked for the account executives, which then are responsible to convert these leads into paying customers. And then finally, obviously, you will have to work on CRM management, which means keeping track of all your activities, all your outreach efforts, all the emails you send out, all the calls, and making sure that the sales team and your account executives have very accurate information about the leads that they're about to receive. The list is not extensive because, as said before, every company does it a little bit different. But when it comes to business development representative roles, these are always present. So then again, it's up to you to decide if you want to do this type of job, if you're comfortable doing cold calling, cold emails, and so on. And if not, well, maybe you should decide if business development rep is the right position for you. If you're a business development rep, how do you know that you're being successful in this role? You can know by using some metrics to measure your performance. And these are some metrics that typically your manager is also going to check. The first one is the number of emails or calls that you do every day. This is because obviously the first step for you is to reach out to as many people as possible and then hope that someone is interested in what you do. The second metric is the conversion rate, meaning how many of these people that you're reaching out to actually convert into a meeting and gives you the opportunity to qualify the lead. The third metric that is very important for business development rep is obviously how many of these meetings actually are transferred to the account executive. Some things that you might not be measured on is the actual revenue that you generate. Why? It's because typically is the account executive the one that is closing the deal, so it's not directly your responsibility. However, this does not mean that companies do not measure you also on the revenue. And this is one of the biggest problems with this position, in my opinion, because oftentimes business development reps who are not responsible for closing the deals are actually measured on the revenue that someone else is actually responsible to close. For example, if your account executives are not able to close deals, you're also going to be penalized if the company measures you on the revenue you generate. And in my opinion, this is a little bit unfair. So, everyone, these were the KPIs that can help you understand if you're being effective as a business development rep. And this is also the last part of the video. I really hope you enjoyed and you learned something more about the business development rep position, and most important, that it helped you figure out if this is the right position for you. As usual, If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our weekly uploads. All right, bye now. I'll see you in the next video.